Ladies and gentlemen, trouble everywhere in regards to David Datro Fofana. Do you know what? Out of all the loans, out of all the loanees and the destinations they've been, this is probably one I was so excited about, but it's come to a bit of a rocky situation at the moment where David Datro Fofana is facing a one-match ban. We'll talk about why this has happened, and like always, I wanna see what you guys have to say about this, because this particular situation has made me a tad bit disappointed about this particular player. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. First up, like I always say, make sure you smash the like button. It helps the channel out a lot. It helps the growth of the channel. If you always enjoy the channel, enjoy the conversations, enjoy the discussions, make sure you smash the like button. If you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. We are less than 300 away from 30,000 subscribers, which is a fantastic milestone. So make sure you do that. Next up, also, please follow me on Instagram. That's where things are definitely going down, as I always like to refer when Baba says that for Twitter, or X as it's known as now. The Instagram, the name is on the screen, as you can see. So do make sure you follow me on that. Now, this particular video, this particular image, I'm not sure if I can actually play these, so I'm not going to try and play these because I could get done for copyright. But it's a particular image that's been circulating around after Union Berlin versus Napoli in the Champions League. It was David Datro Fofana when he got substituted off. He had a bit of a situation with the Union Berlin manager. Do check that video out where he shows his frustrations, David Datro Fofana, and seemingly shows how disgruntled he was about being subbed off. And I suppose the whole situation of Union Berlin, where I think they've now lost 9 in a row. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. That includes the Bundesliga and Champions League as well. You can find this particular video on London's first X account, so do make sure you see that. Look, what I want to say about this particular situation is, firstly, before we go through all the news that's transpired off the back of that, when this loan came about, first of all, let's go back even way, all the way from last season. When we first got David Datro Fofana, I had no idea who this particular player was. Had to do a little bit of Norwegian league, played in the Norwegian league, and he was doing really well. He showed that he was robust, he was physical, he was very, very fast, an exciting young prospect. And then he gets his opportunity at Chelsea. Chelsea ends up buying him. And I thought, do you know what? He's probably going to be loaned out. There's no way we're going to be testing out a 20-year-old, I believe, to be part of the Chelsea setup last season with the tumultuous season that we had. We got him in January earlier this year. So I thought he was going to get loaned out. He wasn't loaned out. We then tested him out a couple of times in the Premier League. Sometimes off the bench, a couple of starts as well, I believe, or maybe one start at a bare minimum when we wanted to try something different from Kai Havertz. And honestly speaking, this particular player gave me some hope, gave me some sort of belief that he could probably turn out to be something. The few performances, the few appearances that he made last season really showed me that there is definitely a player in there. As I said, someone who's physically quite capable of matching up in the Premier League. He's of course, he has to get better in terms of the hold up and the link up, but someone who you can play if there is an opposition that wants to play a high line, someone who you can play some balls in behind the defense, and his pace will be something that can trouble the opposition. And I thought, no, you know what? There could be something that we can do with this particular player. But obviously, this summer, we made a decision that he's going to go out on loan. And honestly speaking, when I saw the loan move to Union Berlin, I was like over the moon, because Union Berlin is a Champions League team and Bundesliga is a place where attackers flourish. So I thought this is a match made in heaven. He's going to get a lot of experience, and he's going to hopefully come back to be a monster striker for us. And then the preseason started, and it was going so well for David Datro Fofana. He was scoring some really good goals. I think he scored all up 2 goals or 3 goals in the preseason, and a couple of them were absolutely dynamic goals. And then, everyone in the fan base was getting very excited about this particular player. The season then starts, and Union Berlin goes off to a nice start with a couple of wins, I believe. And then since then, it's been absolutely horrendous, to the point where David Datro Fofana at times now doesn't even start. He comes off the bench, gets minutes here and there. And in recent times, whenever he does start, he does get substituted quite early as well. So look, it started off with a bang, but it absolutely nosedived very, very quickly. So that is the sort of the scenario that's been happening around David Datro Fofana for his loan move to Union Berlin so far. Now let's check some of the news that has transpired off the back of that incident a couple of nights ago against Napoli when he got substituted off. Let's have a look. Chelsea loanee David Datro Fofana fell out with Union Berlin boss Urs Fischer as they slumped to defeat against Napoli on Tuesday night, but now he has apologized. So look, he has apologized, which is fair enough, but I have to admit, this is the type of attitude I don't want to see from a young player, man. I mean, we've got quite a few young players at Chelsea Football Club, and we've had a tumultuous start. I've not seen too many young players at Chelsea show some sort of disgruntled attitude towards the manager, whether you like their decision or not. At the end of the day, that's your manager. You need to have some level of, discipline. You need to have some level of respect towards the manager. And on top of that, it's not even the manager. He was disrespectful, apparently, David Datro Fofana, to his teammates as well, post that particular match against Napoli. So for a young player, look, I understand Union Berlin are going through a tumultuous time at the moment. As I said, they're on a 9-match losing streak. So things will definitely be very, very topsy-turvy at the moment. It'll be very turbulent at the moment. I completely understand that. But you still need to have a strong mentality during that time. If you show during that time that you're going to break and you're going to act in an arrogant manner, it doesn't bode well for a youngster. But I'm glad that he's at least come and apologized. This was the particular Instagram story that was put out. I'll show you the apology note very, very soon. But he seems like he's kind of fell out with the manager. And look, from a situation like this, it's very difficult to come back. Like, I want to see what happens now. He is suspended. I think this is where we get the news. David Datro Fofana has now been suspended for 1 week by Union Berlin after he refused to shake hands with the head coach Fischer after the Napoli game. As I said, this is the particular clip. Do check that out. He gets substituted off, and I think the manager goes to shake his hand, or wanted to put his hand around him, and he completely shrugged him off. Do check that particular video out. But he's now suspended for that particular incident. And also, as I said, there was also talks that he was disrespectful in the dressing room as well towards his teammates. So all of that culminated to a 1-match suspension. As I said, it will be interesting to see what happens now post this suspension. Can he get his position back with this particular manager? Will this manager, completely sort of shun him away now? I mean, what is going to be David Datro's position in this particular loan move now? It's going to be very interesting to see up until January. If we see that he's now going to be abolished from the team because of this incident, we do need to think about doing something in January. So let's have a look at what David Datro Fofana communicated off the back of that incident. This was his official communication, which is also in his Instagram, but in his Twitter account as well. Following my behavior during my exit from the field, I wanted to apologize to the club, the coach, my teammates, and the supporters. This gesture was not intended and in no way does it represent my attitude. All this was generated as a result of frustration because I wanted to continue helping the team to obtain a positive result. We will continue to work and come back even stronger in the championship and in this great competition. This is from David Datro Fofana. So look, I completely appreciate the fact that he's acknowledged that he's made a mistake and his attitude is not acceptable, and he's come out and made a official commentary about that. Now I want to see what he does. I want him to work hard because I feel like there is, as I said, I think there is a good player in him, and he's got a certain skill set that could be that could be quite exciting for a young striker. But he needs to work hard. He definitely needs to work hard in this loan move. The one way you can impress Maurizio Pochettino is have a stellar loan spell and then come back into the preseason scheme of things and try and perform your best. If you don't have a good loan spell, what do you bring to the table? What can you actually bring to the table to Maurizio Pochettino and say that I deserve a spot in the Chelsea squad? So there's a plethora of talent that Chelsea Football Club have, a lot of young talent as well, and you know, we're talking about perhaps getting a new striker too. So the competition is fierce. You have to make the most out of your loan move. You look at the way Cesare Casadei is doing at Leicester. It's just dropping man of the match performances after man of the match performances. That's exactly what you want to do in a loan spell. On top of that, with the incidents that has happened, actually we could probably see it coming. Just before the Napoli game, I think a couple of days before the Napoli game, this news was the recent one that was circulating around. Union Berlin sporting director Oliver Rannet on David Datro Fofana's struggles. Changing the result is not that easy for a young player. He also had private problems at times. A little something came together. He also lacks a bit of goal to give himself confidence. So maybe the frustration, maybe the reaction that he had culminated not just from the results of Union Berlin, but perhaps he had something going on in his private life as well. And these are certain things I think the player and the manager needs to sit down and make sure that they can eradicate as quickly as possible. This is another bit of news. Few days ago, off the back of that Napoli situation, Union Berlin's David Datro Fofana apologized to his teammates and coach Urs Fischer for his behavior after the game, after being substituted. I just want to show you guys, let me just enlarge that a little bit. I just want to show you guys what he's a 20-year-old, as you can see over here, what his stats look like this season. Let me just enlarge that a little bit. There we go. 8 matches played in the Bundesliga, 397 minutes, 2 matches in the Champions League, 80 minutes, and the German Cup, 90 minutes, 1 matches played, 1 assist. As you can see, no goals, the one only assist in the German Cup. It started off quite okay in the Bundesliga for Union Berlin, 4-1 and 4-1 victory, 2 4-1 victories, where Fofana started the first one. Looks like he probably didn't start the second one. And then there was a whole heap of losses, to the point where David Datro Fofana now, I think that one over there, he was substituted off at halftime. He does get to start, but then he gets substituted off quite early. And then in recent times, he's not even actually starting, as you can see over here. How many matches has there been? 8 matches. He's featured 8 times as well. He's played 7 times as a striker, twice as left winger, once as right winger. Generally, he does play just behind the striker. In the Champions League, as you can see, 10 minutes against Real Madrid and then 70 minutes against Napoli before he got substituted out. He wasn't even in the squad against Braga. Now, maybe, I don't know whether that's injury related. Probably not. If it was injury related, it would have been mentioned there. He did play 90 minutes in the cup game where he got himself that 1 assist. So, look, this is one to look out for, ladies and gentlemen, to see where the progress is going with David Datro Fofana. I still believe he could be a special player, but it's up to him. It truly is up to him. So let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you feel about David Datro Fofana. Do you think he can make it as a Chelsea player? Do you think he's been purchased as a profit player that we talk about? You know, Chelsea buys has been buying a lot of young players, and one of the revenue streams, one of the new revenue streams, is to buy all of these young talents and perhaps flipping them for a particular profit. So let me know, is he a profit player? Is he someone who can make it at Chelsea? What's your overall thoughts about the incident that has happened after the Napoli game in the Champions League? Please make sure you put all that in the comment section and let me know your thoughts around this. I shall see you for a live stream tomorrow, 10 a.m. UK time. Make sure you guys are there, and slowly we'll build up to the Brentford game. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, see ya.